Hello, my name is T-Break. We're playing Path of Exile 2. In this one, we're going to go over the Lightning Spear Witch Hunter one more time. This is going to be the final build update, just for now. I got a flight in a couple hours, hang out to law school, so I'm not going to be playing much for a little bit, but it's not goodbye forever. It's just, we'll see you around kind of thing. But for the gear, right? Crossbow, lots of fizz damage, all attack skills. Gonna go over the rares and stuff first, because I'm mostly doing magic farm with this. But yeah, we'll go over the rares and stuff first, and then I'll show the uniques and the changes I made from the last video. Right, so bunch of rarity and resistances on these guys. Could probably go Headhunter here. Headhunter would be fantastic to get. Rarity, move speed, yeah, lots of upgrades can still be made on this guy, right? But time budget, right? Amulet, percent max life. +3 proj, rarity. I found this to be very good. Percent max life is just, it feels way more impactful than getting flat life there, just because of Callum's Heart. And then for the items, right, so we used to have a Spire of Ire, got rid of that. We now have just a spear, just a regular rare spear. I think this is like 550 DPS. Now right now I have a max life on kill jewel in there. You can leave that up to you. You really do want to get 2% of maximum life on kill somewhere, right? It could be anywhere. It could be on your jewels. It could be whatever, right? I found that this would give me, like, getting it here was actually the smallest loss of DPS, and it's very, very effective, right? Very, very good. Now for the uniques that were added, right? So we got the Palmated Dreamer, and let me tell you, this right here, ooh, very, very nice. Very nice. That Gloom Shrine explode is just unreal. Makes it very consistent. Very, very consistent. And for what else we got? For the gloves, this is also the other upgrade. So these guys are just, I don't know how this is as broken as it is. Like, granted, some of these items are pretty high budget, but like Leopold's Applause, like you can get like a normal corrupted one socket one for like 20 exalts. It's actually very affordable and it's effectively 50% more damage. So unbelievable DPS boost, considering how affordable it is. And if you get a 2 socket one, ideally there'd be Chaos Res jewels in here, but I got this just last night and I got to swap around. I got to upgrade some of my other gear. So as you can see, I'm not resistance capped like at all. And keep in mind, like the Palmated Dreamer, it gives you a skill that gives you Chaos Res, right? So realistically, like my resistances, they need some serious work here. But it's fine because the unfortunate truth in Path of Exile is that if you can one-shot the enemies, then you don't need to really worry about defenses as long as you're playing softcore, right? Um, because no matter, even if you do scale your defenses like perfectly, the map mods, they just get so nasty, especially with like Monster's Pen, reduce max LE res, and then like the percent increased damage ones. It just gets so nasty that like realistically no one's really living, like no build is living like tanking those hits. You just gotta one shot the whole screen, and so that's really, if you find yourself dying while playing this build, you just need more damage, unironically. All right, so for the skill tree, now keep in mind, I mean, for the ascendancies, keep in mind, even though we have Palmated Dreamer, I'm still going Zealous Inquisition, right? So Palmated Dreamer's AoE, it's more consistent, but it's smaller, right? And Zealous Inquisition, it's just a much bigger AoE. And so I find having both of them, it's better than taking Decimating Strike in most cases. Now, on average, Decimating Strike, it's 17.5%, right? It's effectively, like, of life removed, it's effectively 21% more damage. That's how you can look at his ascendancy. But still, I find Explode to be just much, much better. This is just a skill tree. I'll have the POB in the link below. And as you can see, so now we've spec'd fully into this tree, and this guy is just unreal. We got a good bit of movement speed, nothing crazy, 55% at least. Yeah, 55% while we're running around. Keep in mind, there's definitely a couple more nodes I could be taking. Yeah, like next couple levels going to be going in, getting these nodes. I think these jewels, we can get move speed on them as well. But yeah, the jewels mostly I just got like attack speed, damage, and just a 10% lightning res pen. So currently I have, oh yeah, keep in mind we got rid of the fork, right? We got rid of the fork because now we just have so much AoE, it's not really necessary anymore. I have, how much pen do I have? Like 117%. So even if it's like a rare monster that rolled like the lightning resistance mod and the map has like 70% lightning resistance, like this is still gonna cut right through it. Still gonna get, it'll be like 0%, but for really anything else, even if the map has like 70% Ellie res, we're still gonna get almost a full effect of the our Leopold's applause. Now for the jewels real quick, and keep in mind we have I didn't explain this too well last time, but this crystallized immunities, right? Immune to chill if a majority of your socketed support gems are blue. All I'm doing here, and keep in mind this condition is for each weapon set. So you have to make sure that like the skills that you have are usable for the different weapon sets, otherwise it won't count. Right. So just make sure of that, just like swap it around. And I just added, miscellaneous skills and just put in just random blue supports in until I hit it. Right. So that's all it took, and that's what most of those skills are. Now let's go over the actual skills themselves. So Wriggled's Ferocity. Elemental Armaments 2, which gives it 25% more weapon elemental attack damage, is good. It is comparable to this, but also incurs a 20% extra mana cost, right? So I found this just be fantastic because I tried Elemental Armaments too, but I went back to this just because it's like, well, just better mana efficiency, And already it's like 100 mana, only have like 1100 pool, so found it to be very good. Fork, Long Shot 2, Lightning Attunement, and Deliberation. And then for our Shock Burst rounds, we're going Elemental Focus, Concentrated Area, Long Shot 2, Elemental Armament 2, and Fresh Clip 2. So this is the other upgrade as well. Fresh Clip 2, I mean, I start to get to a point with bosses that are delirious where it's like, okay, I actually do need the higher DPS to actually, try to melt these guys and cut them down. And of course, we got emergency reload. Probably gonna get like a level 20 gem here. Probably make that upgrade eventually. So that's even more damage on top. Right. Very good. Very good. Now, let's go ahead and get I am going to show my Atlas tree real quick, right? So all I'm doing is I'm scaling map modifier effect as much as possible. I tried the strongbox one with the research one. It's good. It's very good. But I just found that there's like a exponential returns when you scale as much rarity as possible. And so with these guys, right? So we're using the Omen of Chaotic Rarity, get them all into item rarity modifiers, and then we're putting it with like 3 Paranoia distilled thingies. Go ahead. Okay, that is a swamp, so I'm gonna real quick just get rid of that guy. We'll chuck this guy in. Yeah. This one, which one's better? Yeah, we'll do wetlands. So I've tried various strategies with the towers. I tried rare monsters. I tried magic monsters. I tried rarity. Quantity is king. Quantity is king. Now on this map, so we got 50% quantity of items, 204% increased rarity. And I'm not sure if I showed this, but on my character, we have 216%. So this is a very, very high amount of rarity. And I'm finding around 1 in 4 maps drops it divine. So as you can see, the explode is like it's coming to, it's getting kinda. Now, granted, my spear, it's only like 550 DPS. It's actually quite low. Could be much better. I think that'll be a very nice and sizable upgrade. These guys are absolutely chunking too, as you can see. I get hit by one of their spears, it just does like half my HP. Yeah, the double explode. I do feel like this build is starting to reach its limits. Like, yeah, you can one-shot harder, but I'm not sure how much further this build could be pushed in terms of the utility of it. Just because it still expects you to hit your spear, right? If you miss the spear, right, you're losing a lot of effective DPS. And even if your attack speed was very high, it's still like like it's tough to get it high enough to I guess make it so that it's like you can just constantly chuck spears and make sure that everything's dead before you even see it. That is kind of like the limitation of the build, I want to say. It does mechanically drop off, right? In terms of like other like very, very high tier builds. Especially stuff like Deadeye with like the random projectiles. That seems absolutely unreal. But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Managed to farm my first like 100 divines, 150 divines with it, so very happy for a league starter. And I got all this gear. Might sell it, might reroll. Probably gonna just hold on to it as is. You know, it got me this far. I don't want to just salvage the character. I'll just make more currency with it. I mean, now that it's set up, but man, it's gonna be just fine. Yeah, just going through. Yeah, pretty steady. Now, of course, getting more and more damage, you know, eventually you get to a point. So right now I'm throwing maybe like 2 or 3 spears at these minions here. Eventually you get to a point where you're just chucking 1 spear, and that's like, it seems to be the break point for this build. Where it's like, it all depends on whether or not everything dies within 1 spear throw, or like 2 or more, you know? Because if it's through 1 spear throw, what that means is that you're doing enough damage to like one-shot something, and then it's like chain reacting with all the explodes and just hitting everything else. Yeah, I got some loot. Get rid of these guys. Ooh, some nice gloves, eh? Wow, these boots have movement speed. They can't though. Unlucky. But yeah, lots of loot dropping. What is this? Prismatic ring. I don't even know what that is. Lots of loot dropping in these maps. That's how I was able to farm as much as I have been. Because I haven't been playing that much. Just getting ready to move out. But I am finding that you know, these higher tier rares, they just so much more consistently give items that are actually valuable. Because you got to keep in mind with all these new currency items, especially like the greater transmutes, the greater augmentations, the floor has been increased like exponentially, right? The expectation is no longer having like a good item to be like, you know, like 2 or 3 high quality mods. Now it's like the expectation is like if you want a multiple divine item, you got to hit like realistically 3 or 4, you know. Like 4 is kind of like the starting point now. Unless it's like a triple fizz like weapon or something, or like double fizz with attack speed kind of thing. Yeah, I could do the ritual, but I am trying to just go quickly through the map. And so yeah, just running, you know, like as much rarity as possible, you more consistently get those items. All right, we got an extremely useless lineage support. Yeah. Yeah, you more consistently get those higher tier items. You get more consistently get lineage supports, get better currencies as well. And I found that leveraging the entire map as opposed to just getting extra strong boxes goes a long way. Now, granted, these maps are, if you aren't able to kill stuff quick, they can get pretty deadly, especially with Delirium. But it is definitely worth the difficulty. Yeah. So as you can see, it clears pretty well, but you know, like every once in a while I miss a spear. Yeah, like that, right? Missing a spear, huge DPS loss, right? If only there was a way to chuck more spears. I know maybe some frenzy charge stuff could be done. I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty tough to scale the base like throw of it. You just gotta hit your spears, I guess. Now there is the surrounded helmet. I can't remember the name of it, but the one that makes it so that it requires fewer enemies to be surrounded. That is possible to take. That is good. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Especially with the support that comes with it. But, you know, you're losing, like, my helmet's giving me, like, 47 rarity, right? That's just too much rarity to pass up on like that. Yeah, I find getting rarity wherever I can the best bet. Because the loot engine for PoE, it is an upgrade-based system. So you're going to have exponential returns as you get more rarity. Because it's not only like increasing the odds of like, I don't know, like a transmute becoming an exalt, but it also increases the odds of like an exalt becoming a chaos orb and like it compounds, right? So every little bit of rarity, it pushes the top end like crazy. At least that's been my experience. And I will say there are some maps that have so much rarity on it, I end up getting fewer exalted orbs than chaos orbs. And looking at like the price difference between them and seeing how like exalted orbs are going up in value, right? Chaos orbs are dropping in value. I think it kind of like, I think that's actually what's happening. I think that's an actually like accurate reflection of like the mechanics and like sort of like the meta of the game, right? So if everyone's running extremely juiced maps, we have lots and lots of rarity. Exalted orbs actually become more rare, and I'm wondering how that could be leveraged, because of course, you know, having access to higher rarity currencies more consistently, that also includes divines. That also includes like getting all the lineage supports, T1, T0 uniques. Oh, this guy's just the worst. Yeah, he goes invulnerable for the first little bit. But yeah. So I feel like there might actually be some merit to running slightly less rarity on your map, right? I had like almost 200% item rarity on that map. Maybe, you know, if you don't take all of the explicit nodes, then you take the researcher strongbox, you do end up with around like 160-ish still, which is still very high, still very good. But then you're just getting more exalted orbs, right? As it won't be, not as many of them will be upgrading into chaos. And these maps, I gotta say, the Abyssal Depths, very, very good loot here. Quite consistently just getting, I mean, it's like a guaranteed, like, I don't know, 5 exalts. Just getting whatever preserved or ribs or whatever, but every once in a while you get an omen, get some good money. Yeah, chest. The most omens I've gone off of one of these guys was three omens off of just a single rare. I think it's gonna be this guy here. This skill, I really wish they would change it, because I mean, it's just like the thing doesn't move, man. Like he doesn't really want to move. And his little thing doesn't want to move either. His little void circle. Yeah, so it's kind of a cringe mechanic, but it's okay. It's okay. Just gotta wait it out. I don't know if I'm supposed to like kite him out, because if I can keep him in here, I'm just gonna get him to spawn twice. But yeah, like this sphere is just way too big. It needs to just get out of here. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, then he goes invulnerable. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so running all, so yeah, I got 3 omens that time as well. Yeah, so running that much, this much item rarity, I found it just consistently gives more omens here. Yeah, we get some ribs. Okay, collarbone. I think that's about it for the map showcase. That's about it for the map. Let's hop out of here. Now for bossing and stuff, the damage is absolutely unreal as well, especially with all these upgrades that I've been able to get. I will say, on the final note, all right, I want to bring your attention to this jewel right here. This jewel is absolutely exceptional. Heart of the Well. It drops from the Kulamac's like finger imitation thing. Let me have a look here. Let me have a look here. Let's bring this out. So on POE2 DB, you can go ahead and find it just on the main page. It's should be right around here. There it is. All right, Heart of the Well. So it gives you, you can like unveil like 4 desecrated modifiers. These modifiers are very, very interesting. All right. So by far the most interesting ones are like stuff like, you know, increased culling strike threshold, right? But these damage ones, this is unreal, right? This is absolutely unreal. And it's not even that expensive. Like you can get one of these mods. Let's have a look. Have a look on like Heart of the Well. Let's do damage. That's extra lightning. 15. Let's get like a max roll one. Right, it's about 5 divines, right? If it doesn't have any, how much does it go for? 20 exalts. Yeah, 13 divines for this one. 20 exalts, and you get like a massive chunk of damage, right? Massive, massive chunk of damage. And this is, of course, there's multiple of these. You can get all 4 of these on a jewel. I don't know if one exists, but I mean, like, theoretically, this jewel's like upper limit is extraordinary. Now, some of the other more interesting ones, skill speed, right? You can get like 8% attack speed on there. Mana cost efficiency. Very nice if you felt like you need it. Personally, I got the life or like the mana on kill. I get that on my jewel here, right? 2% mana on kill. Damage is extra lightning, and of course, the lightning damage with hits to be lucky. So this is additive, of course, with this guy right here. So again, massive DPS bump. Now for my jewel, probably want to get rid of that rage. Probably want to get a max life on kill here and there on that slot instead. And then I could get rid of this jewel here, right? But just want the, because I haven't seen anyone really talking about this jewel. A lot of the notes here are very, very good, and getting a very good one, like you can farm these, like you can just run the invitations, no problem. So if you can, I feel like this might actually be EV positive in the long run to farm these. But it's in terms of like just getting like a free damage upgrade for a pretty low price. I mean, a lot of good options here. Very fantastic stuff. All right, well, that's going to be it for this video. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.